5 years. That is how long I've gotten to just enjoy my time with these fine young gentlemen here. My first host here that I'll be introducing for you today is undisputably the most powerful member of Guapish, okay? I am awarding him with the most powerful award today. Tanner Nikolai, take the stage.
Thank you. Yes, I am proud to have the highest deadlift max, the highest bench max, and the highest squat max of the entire crew here. If I had to bet money, I'd say that my deadlift is probably Nico and Jackson's combined as well. And that just makes me feel all sorts of warm and fuzzies inside. So thank you for having me.
Of course, pal, of course. It's been 100 fantastic episodes with you. Here's to 100 more, man. Next up, we have the award for the guy who I believe has the biggest heart, you know? If he was among the Planeteers, then he would have been the kid who got heart, that little Indian boy. Dylan.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you recognize some kind of good quality in me.
Yeah, of course. And of course, we're also being joined by the boy who I believe has made the most progress. When he started out on this podcast, he didn't really know what to do, you know? He was a bit of an awkward mess, you know? He sounded a little gay, but look at him now. He's confident, he is infused with a charisma, the likes of which none of us are really able to parallel at this point. Jackson.
I'm no longer fruity sounding. I'm really fucking loud sounding now. I'm really blown out. My audio quality's gone down, but my entertainment value's gone up.
It's a trade-off we're having to make.
So yeah, guys,
Nico.
5 years of Guapish. This is crazy, right?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh,
5
I've been here for
years.
some of them.
Not
I
of
think.
the podcast, but like, you know, of the channel.
Yeah, 5 years of me and Nico being on the internet doing things.
Yeah. You'd think after this amount of time, we'd at least have 100 subs by now, but like, you know.
The best is yet to come, you know?
Yes.
Good things come to those who wait, and some other metaphor that would be helpful.
That would ease the pain a little bit.
You just gotta hit market saturation. You'll be good after that.
So, Nico, I take it those were your awards for us?
Those were my awards to each of you guys.
That's crazy. Should there be more awards?
Well, why would we stop at just 3 guys? How about you guys give it a shot? You know, Jackson, how do you feel about awards shows?
I love award shows, and I'd like to give out some to you guys because you really touched me throughout these years, you know? You guys have all changed me in different ways. There's no theme to these at all, though. I'm giving you guys awards based on your qualities within the actual podcast episodes themselves. So let's lay them on here. Nico, I'm giving you the award for the best intro bits. I think you are really good at just making random bullshit on your intros, and I think it really accentuates the quality of the episodes.
Thanks,
Great job.
I try to give us a strong start.
Of course, absolutely. All right, Tanner, I'm giving you best host. You are also the most consistent host by a decent margin. I think you really do a good job leading our episodes. Solid overall. Very good.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy and no one else.
All right, and last but not least, we've got Dylan with the Most Entertaining Designer Award.
Hey, let's go! I'll take it!
Yeah, you make a lot of, whenever we do something creative, you make a lot of very interesting designs, and I think they're all very entertaining.
Let's
Big
go.
fan of them all.
Very
All right, I
eccentric.
think I'll pass it over to Dylan, then he can go and hand them out next.
All right. For reasons unbeknownst to you guys, I've selected 3 awards, 1 for each of you. I don't know why. I just had this feeling.
I feel like the reasons are beknownst, but
No,
go ahead.
not at all. You guys didn't know this was happening. Now, first off, I think I should give the most obvious award here, and I'm giving it to Tanner for being the most political. Just because I have 0 knowledge and Tanner has all of it, and I have really nothing else to scale from here, so...
Can I maybe make a slight addendum there, Dylan? Can you make it the most based?
Sure, I guess.
There we go. Most based,
yeah,
resident
I
Chad.
Most based award. There we go. I'd like to give Nico Quizmaster, the best Quizmaster award. You know, Nico's constantly slaving away at all these quizzes. He's constantly dishing out awards and prizes to people. This man's got so much money. You know, where's he getting it from?
I don't talk about my finances personally on the channel. I recommend you not delve any further into that.
No problem, man. No problem. Because you know what we're doing? We're switching over to Jackson here. Now, Jackson, I've known him for a very short time, but you know what? I feel like we get along just swell. Don't you think, Jackson?
Oh, I'd absolutely agree, Dylan.
Now, I'd give you the award for being the friendliest, but I'm going to give you the slimiest award.
The slimiest?
Yes, sir. You've really poured your heart and soul into your slime bot. You've made it available to our patrons. You're just so willing to give out slime coins. You and Nico really worked hard on them slimes. Your code is like thousands of lines long. You're still working on it to this day, man. You are truly the slimiest boy of us all.
Hang on a second, Jackson. Where are my 500 slime coins?
Oh shit, you're right. Let me do that for the podcast.
I may have to rethink the slimiest award.
I'm honestly, I'm kind of fine not being the slimiest of the four of us.
I don't know. I think slimiest is a good award. I really like it.
I like it too.
Oh, we take those, I guess.
All right, and you know what? I think I should just finish this off strong with the most powerful person of the group, who did in fact receive the most powerful award, Tanner Nikolai.
That's right. Well, I guess I'm rounding out our little award show here. Jackson, I'm going to give you the award for least glasses. I'm just kidding. I've got
I was
a
going to
real
say
one for
best
you.
vision earlier. I thought about it.
Jackson, I'm giving you my award for the behind-the-scenes MVP. You're really the guy that's clicking away in the background. You're making it all work, you know, for our peripheral projects, if you will. Because much like you need peripheral
like
vision,
a slight jab, Tanner.
No, it's not a jab. These are all very. I'm
slimy,
trying to be
working in the
nice here,
background.
okay? Whatever. Fuck you guys.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that fucking website took a lot out of me. I put fucking so many hours into that shit.
Yeah, so much cum as well.
True.
Dylan, I'm gonna give you my award for most quotable.
Yeah, let's go. I love being quoted. Sometimes.
That's a quote right there.
It sure is.
And then Nico, I wanted to come up with a better name for this one, but honestly, I feel like it's pretty succinct. Nico, I'm giving you my award for all reliable.
What can I say? I have a good track record of showing up, you know?
Showing up and showing out.
Hey.
What are you doing? Don't take your pants off. Stop doing that.
I'm showing out.
This is worse than the Will Smith slap. Speaking of showing out, Nico, how about you go ahead and tell us what your favorite Guapish moment is?
My favorite Guapish moment?
What is your favorite Guapish moment?
My favorite Guapish moment. Now, this is specifically for the podcast or just like in general, across the channel.
Let's fuck it, go crazy. Do both or either one that you want.
All right, fantastic, dude, fantastic. Let's see here. I mean, like, for me personally, you know, just like the most gratifying moment and just the most vindicated I ever felt on the channel. I've mentioned it a couple of times before, but it's during the playthrough of Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, when Tanner was just harassing me the entire playthrough, calling me a trash gamer, you know. How could I possibly be losing in a beat 'em up? Like, these games are so easy. All you do is like walk around and punch. What the fuck is the big deal? And then he eventually takes controller from my little hands, you know, and he decides, you know what? I'm gonna play through this last level for you. I'm just gonna show you up. And he gets demolished. And he has to concede that this game sucks ass and that's really hard.
That was a great moment.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
What's your favorite podcast moment?
Podcast moment. I feel like we're not very clippable is the problem, you know? We don't have very many of those Twitch clips floating around right now. Unfortunate. I think that for me, it was probably the end of the first quiz, you know? It was a hard-fought battle throughout the whole thing. Tanner is the one who brought up and recommended the idea of betting points, despite his astounding lead. And it has become a staple of every quiz since. With, you know, just the person who's been blasting through the whole thing, just flubbing right at the end. I think that's great. It's been a great renovation for the channel. Tanner, I'm a
Yeah,
big
it was
fan.
a wholly original idea by me, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think I've won twice that way because of that first time, and then I think immediately the next time after that, I don't think I've won since then.
Guasson,
Yeah, I don't
dude.
know what our quiz records are like.
I know I've won 2. You've won 2 or 3. I think Jackson's won...
He won the Pokemon one.
Did he win
One.
the... Surely he won the anime one.
He was the host.
He hosted the anime one.
I was incapable of competing.
I thought about that one. I thought about that. I was like, he won the anime quiz. I was like, no, he hosted it. That doesn't count.
Yeah,
The
I was
host is
fucking
kinda like a
demolishing
winner.
you guys throughout the entire quiz. And it all got thrown away, guys. It got thrown away. That fucking Terraria question, Jackson.
Funny
That's
stuff.
man.
I watched it with the Dark Horse. It was great.
Dylan, how about you tell us about your favorite Guapish moment?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a throwback here. So back, I actually forgot what my original like overall channel one was. Oh no, I don't. One of my first ones was Car Talk. Like, it was a very short thing. It was very short lived. I thought it was really cool, just how intentionally poorly filmed it was. But we posted it. Mostly because one of those times Nico ended up going to GameStop for whatever reason. I don't remember why. I was like, hey, give me a Funko Pop when you go in there. Totally joking. Dude walks out with a Hercule Funko Pop, and I was pretty happy. Car Talks were just kind of fun. And it was the precursor to what we're doing now, so it was that. But I think my overall favorite channel moment is when we used to do Monster Camp and all that shit. That shit was fun. I really liked doing that, just the Halloween specials. But my favorite Guapish moment was when we rewrote the Star Wars films. Except my very first one was probably my best one. I don't think my ones after that were very good. So
Same here, dude. I did not put nearly as much effort into the other ones.
yeah,
I literally do not remember what mine were at all.
You incorporated Star Killer into them.
yeah.
That's right.
I just remember that I rewrote my story, and you guys were like, oh, that's actually kind of legit. Like, I could see that being a backstory. Like, that was actually really well made, and that was probably one of the only things you guys have ever praised me on. So, it's a very cherished
I
moment.
put Sans Undertale into mine, personally.
Anyway,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
we know Nico. He was R2-D2 the whole time. Alright, Nico, well, what's your favorite
I already
Guapish moment?
shared!
Or, you're right, I see memory
Jackson.
problems. Weird. Jackson.
Me.
Yes, you. Little old you.
Golly gee. Honestly, I think mine is probably just the gross sandwich challenge video. I think it was fun. Nico and I went out to Albertsons and we walked around buying this random bullshit to make a fucking gross sandwich with. We constructed a thing and then made it and filmed it with my cat, like, hanging out in the corner of the video. I think that was great. I think that was
Cat
really
lab
funny.
reaction.
So I have to go to
Did
that.
people give you guys looks as you were walking through the store buying these random ass ingredients?
No.
Not even the cashier?
No.
We use self-checkout.
Oh, goddammit, guys. You'd really missed out on an opportunity
Did the
there.
robot judge you?
Well, Tanner, what about you, dude?
I think for my favorite legacy moment, I'm gonna go with. I need to double check the years on this. Hold on a sec. Give me one sec.
2016, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that was it.
2015, I'm pretty sure. 2014, Dylan, take it or leave it.
Okay. Yes, I was correct. I was correct on what I was thinking. And what I was thinking is one of my favorite moments was us watching the Game Awards 2018 and then streaming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for like 12 hours. We had the whole gang here. It was a fun old time. We were eating McDonald's and, watching the Game Awards.
I also brought
And
some
then-
queso.
That's right, you brought queso. I do
Yeah, and
remember
Hunter
that.
dropped it on the floor.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. What a great moment. We dragged another couch into my room. It was very, let's say, intimate.
Yeah.
But I
you
think
guys
that was
kept
just a
calling
really...
me- You guys kept calling me bad the whole time because I wasn't using a control scheme I was familiar with.
Gotta get that control scheme on Smash Bros. It's the standard.
Get good. Skill issue.
Well-
But yeah, I think that was just a really fun night, and I think that's my favorite channel memory. As for my favorite podcast memory, I'm gonna go with, kind of in a similar vein, is the very first Smash Art tier list video I think I just kind of really enjoy when we get like a whole big group of friends together and we're all hanging out. Because that one was Nico and I and Lucas and Hunter. And
I'm pretty sure the first one was not Guapish, Tanner.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was its own standalone thing.
Yeah, it definitely
that's
wasn't
crazy.
Guapish.
Huh. Well,
Pick a new one!
Fuck. I guess I'll go the Valentine's episode. That one was funny.
That one was funny. I'm a big fan of that one.
Mm-hmm. That's that next week. That's the one that's getting uploaded to Rumble.
Holy shit. They're gonna love that one.
Oh yeah, they're gonna eat that shit up.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, hell yeah, I hate women too!
Let's go!
Well,
But
guys,
that's our favorite Guapish moments.
holy shit! That's bonkers. Now, Tanner, we've gone through pretty much all the little things on the docket that we had for today, except you and I both had
Except for two
secret little
mystery
things.
Yeah.
Do you guys each know what each other's is, or like?
No.
I know what mine is.
Well, I meant like.
Yeah, I know what mine is.
Well, yeah. Anyway, continue.
So, Tanner, would you like to start off with yours here? Because mine will lead pretty well into Guapish at the movies.
Okay, then yeah. Mine is, since it's the 5-year anniversary, I'm going to announce a big challenge we're gonna do. This is going to be the Side Gig Challenge. And this is going to be a year-long challenge. This is not going to be a week one. For the next year, we are to each engage in a side gig. That is to say, something you do to try and generate money that is not your primary job. And the challenge is to see who can make the most money from their side gig in the course of a year.
So if it's relating to your actual job, like I do programming stuff, if I were to go and like make websites for people off like commission or something, would that
I think that's
qualify
perfectly
still?
legitimate, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm gonna say there's no limit to how many side gigs you can have running.
All right, time to start
So-
fucking grinding.
That's right. We're gonna mark it down. Whatever episode is closest to April 16th of 2024. That's when the challenge is gonna end. And I'll check in on you guys here and there to make sure you're at least aware that it's a thing we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty sweet, dude. That sounds pretty sweet. Now, mine, on the other hand, when it comes to mine, boys, we've been doing Guapish at the movies for a bit here now. I feel like it's a very great, a little segment for the channel. Always enjoy it. Love our little movie talks. However, every now and then, we have some pretty strange takes, right? Like,
Sure.
And like, I feel like every now and then, we have like a rating that we regret a little bit. So,
Oh.
I feel like it would be nice to just like, for a one-off little thing, maybe again in the future at some point, but for a one-off little thing, we can each go through perhaps and maybe change a couple of these, anywhere where we feel like I was a little off base here. Let's maybe change that here.
Jackson's gonna have to rewrite all of this code. Oh no.
You guys gotta write down exactly what movie and what you're changing your ranks to. I don't want to go and remember all this shit.
Dylan,
What?
Yeah, sure. Let me go through and see if I'm capping on anything.
What, man?
you were the main one this was for, since there were some that you had expressed in the past that you really wanted to change.
I'll look it over, but nothing's like jumping out to me as a problem here.
I'll give one for you right now here real quick. Surf's Up, Dylan. How do you feel about your S tier ratings?
Okay, well, hold on. That actually was the first movie that popped in my mind when you said this, so that may change. I need to think about it.
May.
You have 8 movies in S tier, man. I think you should reorganize some of them.
No.
You think all of those are the same tier of movie?
I enjoy a lot of movies, man.
Okay,
Fair.
so since I'm the one who proposed this, I'll go first here. I do have a pick in mind that I'd like to maybe crank up here a little bit, because you know what, Tanner? I feel like I was perhaps a bit too harsh to our very first Patreon movie, Maniac, okay? It's not the absolute trash fire that I initially proposed as being, because despite its many flaws, of which there are indeed many, I believe that it's not boring at the very least. It's not engaging, albeit, but it's not boring, and I definitely think that is worth something. So I'm going to be cranking Maniac up to a D tier.
D tier, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No longer an F tier movie on my book, okay?
So I just scrolled through all my movies, and there's only one where I feel like my thoughts on it have changed.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna like this one.
Oh boy.
This is controversial as fuck. I am going to be bumping a movie down. And the movie I am bumping down... Hold on, I need to figure out how far down I want to bump it. Okay. This is a hot take. I am bumping down Parasite from A to B tier.
B tier?
Yes.
No way.
Why is that,
I think this
Tanner?
was...
No way.
I think it's
Why?
still a fairly enjoyable film. I think the imagery is very good. I think the story is pretty engaging. I feel like they don't pull off any of their themes correctly. I feel like there was a point where I got in a very long-winded argument with someone over what the themes of the movie were, and what I kind of realized is that this movie actually does a very poor job of clearly illustrating what point it's trying to make. Like, a lot of people say, oh, it's like a critique of, like, capitalism and wealth inequality or whatever, and I'm like, well, why are the poor people assholes then? And they're like, nah, they were made to be assholes, and blah, blah. Anyway, I don't need to repeat the whole argument. I shut them down pretty thoroughly, and I think this movie, in terms of themes, is actually fairly weak. And since this is a more artsy-fartsy movie, that's kind of something you'd expect it to be strong on. So I'm going to be bumping it down to a B.
Yeah, that's a super hot take. I think the themes of this movie are actually its strongest suit. I think it displays what it's trying to show incredibly well. With its imagery, with the way the cast acts, basically every part of this movie is infused with what it's trying to represent.
What is it trying to represent?
Honestly, the capitalism thing's a pretty strong argument. You know, you got the fucking people literally living below the earth, literally below regular society and where their previous living standards were. They invade rich people's house, where, of course, a bunch of those people are also just comprised of a bunch of different leeches. You got the fucking husband that's leeching off the woman. You got the wife that's leeching off the husband. Or you got
The children are
rich
themselves leeches, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. You've got the fucking parallels between the children that maybe don't belong in the families, like the tutored daughter. There was stuff about her fitting more into like a fucking poor family, in the way she acted, and then also the daughter of the poor family being made for a rich family.
Okay, your parallels, blah blah blah. What is any of this supposed to mean? Like, what's the point of displaying this stuff?
Great question, Tanner. I have to watch the fucking movie. It's been a while.
Anyway, that's the only one I'm looking at and thinking that I'd move it far enough to be worth even bringing up.
Dylan's got like 15 movies he wants to change. Jackson, are there any for you personally that you'd really like to switch here?
None are really jumping out at me, to be completely honest.
How many are you currently changing, Dylan?
Let me see. Jackson, do you not want to move the Jujutsu Kaisen movie?
Where did I put that?
You currently have it at a C+.
I think C+ is pretty fair.
Okay.
I also think that's fairly fair for the film.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy it that much. I thought it was pretty mid. I didn't like the Jujutsu Kaisen anime as well. I had watched half the first season prior to going into that movie, which definitely had a little bit of a presence. I didn't really like the Jujutsu Kaisen anime. I thought it was pretty fucking boring. And I thought the movie was much of the same.
Do you still think Pumping Iron is worse than Straw Dogs?
In terms of like video production quality, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you don't got any, you don't got any, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking over my list. I feel like the rest of mine check out just fine. Alrighty, so Dylan, think we can start off with yours here?
Here, let's figure out where those ones that we did move are gonna, like, wind up now.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm already on the website updating stuff.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna use the ranker and figure it out.
Okay. Now, I could simply just hit enter, and all of these would appear at the same time.
Yeah, go ahead, like, tease us a bit, you know?
However...
At least tell us, like, how many you have.
We're not here to make it quick.
Okay.
So, I was looking over how many movies I have here.
Okay.
1,
Go for it,
2,
dude.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Damn, son.
Wow. God damn.
Now, admittedly, some of these will be better. Some of these will be worse. Not by too much. Some of them are only like a step or two higher. So I didn't go crazy. So, do we want to start? You know what? I'll start from the bottom and go up. How about that? That seems better. Okay. So, as we know, the way I used to judge movies was how it made me feel. Which isn't a terrible way to judge movies entirely. However, I still believe it is a big portion, like how willing I am to watch the movie again. However, I also realize that is still an unfair way to judge a movie, because there are still aspects of the movie that are good. So, we're starting from the bottom of my tier list, with House of Wax at an F-. Now, originally I made that judgment purely off of the fact that I hated the movie and I hated everything about it. But, thinking about it objectively, I think it doing what it did so well is what made me very uncomfortable. Therefore, I don't think... This is probably the most drastic change, actually, to be completely fair. Like, you guys are going to be shocked. So, I thought what they did was very nice. I thought the cinematics were good. I thought the acting was really well made. I thought the gore was really well done. The plot moved along pretty well. There were still kind of things that are hit or miss. I'd have to watch the movie again to get more accurate. That's the other thing, is that these aren't going to be super accurate. So I'm moving House of Wax from an F- to a B-. So that's going to bring up the rating significantly, I believe, because what is... Yeah, no, that's going to bring... I have the lowest score a whole lot. That's higher than Nico's score on that movie, just FYI. Moving right along here.
Can I ask you a real quick question, Dylan?
What's up?
Do you feel that having been forced to watch House of Wax and Maniac, that you're not as freaked out by, like, wax people anymore?
Here's the thing about it. It's a really hard feeling to explain. If I walk by a mannequin or anything, I get this really weird, almost like a fight or flight sense that pushes my body away. It's like a mental thing.
It's like a spider sense.
Basically. Like,
Okay.
I know when I'm close to one, even if I don't see it. It's really weird. But anyway, in terms of that, moving on to Maniac is my next change here. I realize I kind of agree with Nico. I base it on solely the fact that a lot of it didn't make sense. But, like, thinking about it realistically, there wasn't really anything too terrible about the movie. I'm not saying it was a great movie. I don't agree with the perspective that it took, like, first-person, like, videography the whole time. A lot of the concepts is just like, it was killing for killing's sake. But also, you know, I thought about it and I heard the argument 3 times, like, it's just this guy dealing with his childhood traumas. So, in that case, I was like, okay, it makes a little more sense. It was like a psychopathic. They probably could have delved into it from other perspectives. That's why the first person kind of ruins it. So, I am moving Maniac from where I have it. I am moving it from an F+ to a D+. Moving right along here, we have...
Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. Are you gonna, like, post all these at the very end?
I will.
Jackson's sake?
I will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what I was doing that whole time. Next up here, Waxwork. Waxwork was a silly movie. It didn't do everything terrible, didn't do everything great. I thought it was a great little movie. I think the only reason I brought the score... I think what I said was the only reason I brought the score down was because of the wax figures. So, looking back on that now, that's extremely stupid. So I'm gonna go raise Waxwork from a C- to a B-.
Sweet, dude.
Which I think... Is that... Yeah, no, that's still the lowest, but not as bad. Next up, Cabin in the Woods. Again, just rated this movie lower because I didn't really like horror or gore or anything. I'm not raising this one
And a
by...
girl made out with a bear. Or a wolf. Which one was it?
Wolf.
It was
a wolf, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the other things. Again, stupid reasonings. So I'm raising Cabin in the Woods from a B- to an A.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
And then this one you guys will be really happy about.
Surf's Up is going to F tier, boys.
Here's the thing. So Joker's next.
Mhm.
I realize now that I was not used to the cinematic, whatever you want to call it, experience of Joker, like the way that they were trying to film the movie. I think I was, trying to stick to my guns, because usually people are proved wrong. They tend to want to stick to their guns more. I was, left to my own thoughts and really thought about Joker a little more, I originally rated Joker at a B-, and I thought the backstory of this Joker was actually rather interesting, and how this, they just did a different perspective on it. It was a very nice take. So I'm going to rate Joker from a B- to an A-. So that's moving up, probably.
I'd be interested to know if that turns it into an S rank movie.
It may just,
because that's an S rank movie.
That is
holy shit.
There we go. Because I knew it had an S+, so that probably definitely. Anyway, moving on. Parasite. I enjoyed the movie. I think I discovered that I actually enjoyed the movie a little more than I let on. So this one's not a huge jump. I'm changing Parasite from an A- to an A+.
Get canceled out, Tanner, you piece of
Damn
shit.
it.
Sorry. Parasite legitimately, I remember talking to Jackson about it. I was like, Parasite, for whatever reason, foreign movies are just usually really good, at making movies and stuff. They're really good at making story.
I will say, it's only because the only foreign movies that make it to America are the really good ones.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
There's plenty of garbage foreign movies
No,
that
yeah,
only
for
get seen
sure.
in their country.
Survivorship bias.
All right, Nico, I'm gonna do you right here. Prince of Egypt. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't remember why I rated this movie as low as I did. I don't have a justifiable reason as to why I did. I think it was the animation style.
I think at the time you were just going through your I'm not rating everything an S tier phase anymore.
Maybe. However, that is not the case. I'm raising Prince of Egypt from A- to S tier.
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear, dude.
There
Does
we
that
go.
bring Prince of Egypt up to S tier as well now?
I can't believe
it
he had
should.
that shit lower than me initially. Yeah, we've got 3 S tier movies now.
Holy shit.
Radical.
Alright, this is actually the first detractor here. This is the only one I'm actually... No, wait, is it? Yeah, it's the only one I'm rating lower.
Surf's up, baby!
Okay, sorry, 2. I have 2 of them. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Really?
Now listen, it's not a huge change. I just don't think it's an A-tier movie. I was just in the moment because I was like, yeah, fuck Tanner. He wanted to rate this movie low.
What?
No,
No, it wasn't Tanner, it was Nico.
Tier.
It was Nico. Sorry. I was having a thing with Nico, I think. I don't know. Anyway, Ferris Bueller's just going from an A to a B+. That's it. Not a huge change.
You guys don't influence my choices. What are you talking about? I see.
It was completely separate from the podcast and our reviews of the movie. Alright, and finally, we end up with Surf's Up. Now, don't get me wrong, I still really like this movie. I find it enjoyable, it's funny, I don't think it's animated poorly. It's just they're just chilling, having a fun time making a documentary kind of thing. Unfortunately, it's still kind of an odd movie. It's kind of odd, and it is odd to put it, I'm putting it in perspective, I can't put it on the ranks with all these other movies because it just doesn't make sense. Actually, I might change one more movie. Surf's Up is going from S tier to A tier for me, though.
Not as big as a jump as I thought it would be. Damn.
I still think it's a great
Okay.
movie, man. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take Zathura from an S tier movie to an A-. Let me finish up my list here a little bit, because I wasn't gonna do Zathura at first.
Yeah, I think we're gonna we'll post record an addendum to this episode that I can throw in to explain where the new rankings are for all those movies, and I'm gonna throw it in right here. Hey guys, this is post podcast Tanner. Just let you know what the updated rankings of some movies are based on how we just changed them. So I'll just go ahead and list them off for you right now. Maniac has gone from a C- to a C. As we stated, Parasite has not changed. Zathura went from an A- to a B+. Surf's Up went from a B to a B-. Ferris Bueller's Day Off didn't change. Prince of Egypt went from an S- to an S. Joker also went from an S- to an S. Cabin in the Woods went from a B+ to an A-. Waxwork went from a B+ to an A-. And finally, House of Wax went from a C to a B-. Back to the episode.
Tanner,
We
you
don't
think
have to be silent
Cloverfield's
for
better
this
than
part.
Parasite? Look at your tier list now of everything you think is better than Parasite. You think Cloverfield's better than Parasite?
Who?
You.
Tanner.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, do I need to update? If I hit refresh, is the website going to be?
No, it won't.
No, I'm gonna have to this all.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Where did I move Parasite? Where?
B.
Nah, you're right, Jackson. My Parasite, I'm gonna say is B plus instead.
There, so it's the same tier as
Yeah, but
Cloverfield.
I'll say it's the top of B plus for me,
All right.
and we'll just kind of remember that that's the case, or not.
All right, Nico. Now I know this is what you wanted all along. Are you satisfied with the results that you got?
It's definitely better, yeah.
What disappointed you the most?
That Surf's Up is still so high.
Listen, man, I think the movie is great. I don't know why you hate Surf's Up
He
so
likes
much.
the movie, okay?
Here's the thing, Dylan. It's not that it does anything particularly wrong. It just doesn't really do anything well.
I don't know, man. I think it's silly.
It is pretty silly.
It's a silly little time. Trust me, man. If we were to watch the Disney movies together, we would have a terrible time because me and you would argue at the end of every single one. Because I love almost every single Disney movie. Like every Disney movie you hated on, I didn't say anything because I actually really like a lot of them. Anyway, moving on. What are we doing now?
How often do we want to do this? Like every half year or something?
I guess so. Why not?
How long have we been doing Guapish at the movies so far?
That's a great question.
23 episodes.
So
Okay, so that's
what,
that's like almost 5 months. Yeah, let's say every half
that's like
a year.
6 months.
Do you guys want me to read
Okay.
out some just like really basic statistics of all these changes, or?
Oh,
you know,
I mean,
the-
if you have them already, yeah, go ahead. I don't have to.
I don't. But these are like just really basic things, like the average rank and stuff. So yeah, it was previously. I think both you and Dylan Tanner had B pluses as your average rating. Dylan's now to an A minus, so he's went up actually with his
Let's go.
ratings. Everybody else is the same there. For green check marks, if that matters, Dylan is leading the pack at 8.
Let's
Okay.
fucking go!
Tanner number 2, me at number 5, and Nico at number 4. I think I was leading previously too. So
Number
it was
4,
really,
number 5.
really shifted things.
That's what
then
it was all for. Dylan's just trying to calculate the check marks.
Yes.
No, that's not what. Wait, how did you get number 4 and number 5? There's only 4 of us.
He's saying he has 5, but he was at 3rd place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
How many do I have?
You're at 6.
Okay,
How many do I have?
8.
Yep, and then the average score differences, I'm looking at a negative 1.09.
Okay.
Nico's at negative 1.23. Tanner, you're at 1.05, and Dylan's at a striking 1.27. Yes.
So
1.27?
Yeah, 1.27.
So I
on
rate
average.
higher by 1 point.
I'm proud to be closest to neutral.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no,
that
you,
checks
you
out.
definitely worked your way closer to that.
I'm just overly positive about a lot of the shit that I watch, I guess.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Except for if I don't like it, then I'm not. I'm way negative about it. Yeah. Like I said when I was explaining my rankings. Alright. Was that our segue into Guapish at the movies, or like what?
Guapish at the movies! Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're the A team, guys. You're Mr. T. And then I don't know how the rest of us filter out, but
Dylan,
I
can
don't
you
know what-
name any of the other members?
No, not at all.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I can't either.
I started thinking about it and I immediately thought of the
you go.
Expendables, so...
Nico, what did we watch this week?
This week we
Unfortunate.
watched some amazing films, okay? The first one of which was recommended by our Patreon supporter, Lucas.
Whoa, Lucas!
What was his name on Patreon? Is it just Lucas?
I think it's Lucas Ledette.
Lucas Ledette!
Whoa.
Now, I really want to pick this film out first here, Tanner, because it really sounded like this movie affected you on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level. That movie, of course, being Master of Disguise.
Oh. Haha.
So, Tanner,
Oh,
what did you
boy.
think of this hidden gem?
This movie is fucking dog water. This movie sucks ass. I hated this.
Tanner, I got a question. Have you ever watched the Austin Powers movies?
No.
It's a very
Okay,
similar
never
vibe.
mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is.
But even worse, I'd expect because they're British.
Yeah.
I mean...
Right off the bat,
Okay.
why are the opening credits so fucking long? It was 3
I don't know, man.
minutes.
A lot of movies
Ridiculous.
from back in the day had pretty long opening credits.
I spaced on that, to be honest. I have no clue.
Ridiculous. Why is this movie so awkwardly silent all the time? There's so...
I feel like that's what they're trying to do.
Nah, I don't think it's intentional. There's just so much time where they have zero, like, background ambiance, you know? Not even, like, room noise or whatever the technical term for it is.
I think it's just room noise.
Yeah, room noise, yeah. They don't even have that. It's just dead silence while two characters are talking to each other, and it makes me feel actively uncomfortable, frankly.
But that's how spy movies are.
This isn't a spy movie.
It's in the same vein as Austin Powers, which is a spy movie, so...
I think they're comedies before they're spy movies.
I mean, that's also true, but still, it's a comedy that's based on a spy movie.
A major thing,
And by based, I
in
mean
my
its
opinion,
its own story.
this movie would be much funnier if they did not have Dana Carvey doing this this accent the whole movie, like whatever the fuck he's doing. It's not Italian, but like it's so fucking bad, and it ruins any delivery of any jokes he's doing.
Tanner, I think it's pretty unfair of you to be judging the movie based off what you'd prefer it to be rather than what it actually is, you know?
This isn't a preference, this is objective fact.
There's that word getting thrown around again. I really feel like we need to ban it at some point, you know?
We're never gonna ban it.
Did it blow your mind that the one lady that the main character was romantically, like, attracted to was the fucking mom from Wizards of Waverly Place? Did that ever strike you as weird?
I do not recall what the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place looks like, so didn't even notice.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, well, nothing else then?
No, I got more.
Oh, he's got some
okay.
fire in the cylinder right now.
Question for the peanut gallery here. Is this movie truly unfunny, or did it just age poorly?
I think it aged poorly.
Well, if we're looking at the Rotten Tomato scores, people seem to not be big fans of this film. Now, personally, when I told my mom that we'd be watching this movie, she immediately got a look of disgust on her face.
Damn, you know it's bad when your mom doesn't even want to watch it.
Apparently, though, one of my sisters loves this movie, so, like, do with that information
That's
what
even
you
worse.
Now I'm curious which one. I feel like I know which one, but...
Give the first letter of her first name to guess.
will. Yeah, sure. Go for that.
I think he meant you.
No, I meant
Dylan.
you, Dylan.
Oh, this is, D.
Yes, correct, Dylan.
How
We had a
weird.
50-50 chance.
How would I
there.
know? I mean, I know, but, like... Anyway. Yeah, no, your other sister definitely does not seem like the kind of person to watch this movie, so... Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a single interaction ever with Nico's sisters.
Good,
I
let's
mean-
keep it that way, Tanner.
Here's the thing, Tanner. When you've known Nico as long as I have, you kind of, you have a lot of parties and gatherings together.
Parties and gatherings.
So-
Yeah, parties and gatherings.
What do you... Yeah.
That's usually
what do you
all it
think,
ever is.
Jackson? Unfunny or age poorly?
Anyway.
I think it's probably leaning more towards the unfunny. I don't think a lot of these jokes were funny when this movie came out. Also, just random addendum to this. The three of us, Dylan, Nico, and I, all watched this movie in 4x3 for some reason. I don't know why. Just, of course, we all legally watched it through legal means, but somehow these legal means were in 4x3. I don't know if we lost context with the missing pixels on the sides of the screen or not, but,
I imagine there were some scenes where, like, it was, like, two people talking to each other and one of them was cut off, or you could only see their shoulder or some shit.
Honestly, I didn't notice anything about the movie being weird because it was in 4x3, which was why I was questioning if it was supposed to be like that or not. Honestly, it kind of added a little bit of charm to it for me, being in 4x3. It's like this fucking shitty comedy movie in 4x3 for some fucking reason. I thought it was funny.
Shitty, come
Okay.
on, man.
I thought it was on purpose, to be completely honest.
It was a little
That's
silly.
how fucking bad this is. Jennifer is somehow the funniest part of this movie,
Which one was?
in my opinion.
Which one's Jennifer again?
She's the assistant, the girl he brings on to be his assistant.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
mom
thought it
of
was-
Wizards of Waverly Place.
No,
No.
no.
False. I think she winds up
was...
being more entertaining than any of the people actually trying to tell jokes.
Well, of course, she's like the only straight man in the film, so like... the wacky side character.
The film was just straight up gonna make her more important because that's where, like, immediately as she was introduced, that's what the film started doing. It was like, she started getting all the clues, she started doing all the shit. I'm like, it'd be really funny if she was the central focus, and then he ended up becoming, like, the helper or whatever. Which I'm pretty sure that's how it kind of ended up being anyway, except for, like, what you would call the redeeming arc at the end or whatever the fuck. This movie was just goofy, man. I lost interest almost immediately.
The credits were just too long. He couldn't sustain interest.
True.
Not even that. It wasn't even the credits part. It was as soon as like I got the vibe that it was gonna be a goofy movie, I was like, all right, I'm ready for this big funny. But then the main character, Pistachio, that's what his name is. Whatever the fuck. Just like. I can only handle a character being so dumb to a certain level. And then you hit that one part where it's the tipping point where it's like, alright, you're really exaggerating like how dumb this character is, and now I just don't even want to watch this guy anymore because now I just know he's gonna be dumb the whole movie and it's gonna be unbearable. So...
Well, I mean, that's how he's supposed to be written, though.
It was just overbearing, though. Like, I felt they made him too dumb. Like, it was a little much, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's the point, Dylan. That's the point of his character.
That's true, but, like, still, there was a point where it was just overbearing. Like when I was comparing this movie to Austin Powers the whole time, they did kind of the same kind of thing where they exaggerated people, but it wasn't to the point where it was unbearable to watch. They also transitioned more to where you weren't just focusing on that one thing the whole time. So I don't know. They just did a worse job than Austin Powers. Is basically what I'm getting here.
It sounds like you're just not liking what they're trying to go for in the movie, and that's more so on you than is the film.
I do sadly have to say that. Even though this is the only reason that Nico was potentially going to suggest this movie at some point, the Turtle Club scene is so fucking cringe and unfunny that it actually became funny.
Right?
It really is. But that was also one of the unbearable parts for me. That was where it was like, alright. Because, like, the grandpa or whatever the fuck was like, alright, he's gonna act weird because he's learning his disguise powers. So you just gotta kind of have to cover for him while he's figuring it out. And I'm like, this dude is just being so goddamn stupid and unbearable. Like, there is a line between funny and dumb, and they grade it, and, like, none of it made any sense. I was like, that was, like, one major part where I lost interest. But obviously I kept...
Turtle!
Yeah.
Are we turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Are we turtly enough for the Turtle Club,
so.
boys? Do you think you're turtly enough?
I don't think I am.
I think I
am either.
Yeah, no way.
Nico? Damn, I'm the only one that thinks they're turtly enough for the Turtle Club? That's unfortunate.
I mean, you've already got, like, the shell and everything, Dylan.
Yeah, I've got the shell. Where? Come on.
You got that fucking carapace on your back, bro.
Does anyone else have any thoughts they'd like to throw out on this movie before I go to my ending bit?
Dude, that Turtle Club scene was so good. It was like a sigh of relief once I was able to experience it. I was like, holy shit, so this is Nirvana. I finally reached it.
I mean, I don't know. There was... The movie got a little better towards the end. There was, like, that one scene where he was, like, trying to mimic... I don't even know the fuck, like, Rambo or whatever? Whoever that character was supposed to be at the party? Was it supposed to be Rambo or something?
I think that was supposed to be Scarface. Or just some generic Cuban man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, that part, I was kind of like, alright, this is just bad. Like, I can't understand what he's saying, really. He's not making any sense. I get he's supposed to be a distraction, but, like, what the fuck's going on? Also... the lady's doing the work now at this point. She should be distracting, which I thought was supposed to be the plan at first. I thought she was supposed to be the distraction while he stole the shit, but, you know.
She was too busy getting piped down, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie, I wasn't crazy about this movie, to be completely honest.
Do you have any thoughts, Jackson?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, my closing thoughts are, you know, I was watching the blooper scenes, which they had quite a lot of, and I noticed a lot of them are much funnier than what ended up being in the movie.
Were they bad actors, or was it bad writing?
Huh? No, I'm saying, like, why didn't they put these, like, deleted scenes / bloopers in the movie? Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. Jesus fuck, this movie sucks ass. I'm giving it an F+.
Tanner, why though? I don't get it.
It's not funny.
Tanner,
It
did you ever
didn't make
consider
me
maybe
tee-hee.
so like you didn't laugh at it?
No
Like,
one laughed at it. No one's ever laughed at
but
it.
Tanner, it's
Zero people laughed.
It's just trying to be funny is all, dude. Just
And it
because you don't
failed.
get it doesn't make it bad.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna admit, sadly, I did chuckle a couple times during the movie.
That's fine, Dylan. I chuckled at how bad it was a couple times, which is why it's an F+.
Come on, dude. I just
Gotcha.
don't think you're being consistent here at all.
Stop being
personally.
cringe,
Alright, well-
Nico. Shut the fuck up and give it a D or whatever.
A D or whatever.
Let's hear your reading,
I
Nico.
was planning on
Let's hear
giving
your
it a D,
reading.
actually. But just to spite you, it's a D-. Fuck you, Tanner.
Oh, damn.
Okay. It's
That's the
smiting
joke,
me.
Dylan. That's the
It's
joke.
radiant damage. Dylan, your turn.
I'm just gonna give this movie a D+.
Okay. Jackson?
I was trying to hit the unmute button on my microphone. Yeah, I'm saying D- for this movie. I don't think it was like irredeemably bad to be F tier. I definitely thought it had some funny parts, but the production was really fucking dog shit. The acting was pretty rough, and the main character was really fucking annoying.
He's supposed to be annoying. How do you
I
guys
don't
not
care.
get that?
It's unbearably annoying, though.
I don't fucking care.
You can over-exaggerate
Yeah,
a
it's not.
character.
It's not even annoying in a funny way.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
just fucking
supposed
annoying.
to be funny.
Then why is he there?
All right, Jackson, what does that rate this
Yeah.
movie
What
at?
are we coming out to?
I'm gonna guess a D-.
That's putting us at D-.
Nice.
Fucking
Okay.
weird.
Okay. Algebra.
I do math.
We're really.
With letters, it's called algebra. I almost said algebra. I thought I was gonna be wrong.
We're really skirting the edge of getting an F tier movie here, guys. We've got 2 D-
Oh
now.
shit! Yeah, we don't have an F tier movie
No,
yet,
sir.
do we?
Lucas
However-
is never gonna knock us
Damn, we
again
were so
after that.
close.
The next movie we're
flubbed.
talking about very well might be that F tier movie. Jumanji, guys.
I don't think it's.
Um.
I think
How
that's
do you
a
feel about
false
Jumanji
statement.
that we checked out this week?
So, okay, I actually want to start off with this since it was my movie. Unfortunately, this was one of those movies that wasn't as good as I remember it being. For several reasons. I didn't think the acting was
The
bad.
main one, Robin Williams, is kind of a bad actor.
I don't think that's true. But I didn't think the acting in this movie was terrible. A lot of the puppet stuff and some of the CGI was bad.
Holy
The-
shit,
okay.
those monkeys. Jesus
Yeah, the
Christ.
monkeys were definitely a lot worse than I remember, and I was like, yeah, they're just animated poorly because, like, they wanted the monkeys to be that way, and they're doing weird shit the technology wouldn't be able to keep up. But then you had, like, the lion and shit. The CGI lion looked fine. The fucking puppet lion was god-awful. It was terrible. Like, and, like,
Why were the monkeys red?
they were capuchin monkeys.
They weren't. That's a false narrative
I don't know, man.
and figurative.
I guess another part that really bothered me too, both literally and I can't even see metaphorically, the spiders, almost figuratively actually, the fucking spiders, it made me uncomfortable just because I fucking hate spiders, and they were also puppets, so like you're just combining two things I hate. But also,
Those spiders
you
are so shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hold on, you hate puppets?
it's in the same vein, man.
If it's not alive, he hates it.
Okay.
Anyway, spiders were bad. Spiders are bad, man. Spiders were real bad. I mean, and I don't know. I thought the movie was, the plot moved along well. I thought that the way that they chose to go along with it, just like, because, and what makes it like more interesting is if you watch the later movies, how like this game was contained inside the game board, but then it projected to outside, but then the newer movies did reverse where they're projected inside the game. However, Didn't think the acting was terrible. Some of the CGI could have been better. Like, they had good examples. Like, the lion was pretty good CGI. And then, like, whatever reason, like, their CGI would be here or there. And then their puppeting would be here and there. Actually, no, the puppeting was just bad in general because the lion also was bad. Puppeting was just bad in general.
Speaking of bad guys, real quick here.
Yeah.
The child actors in this movie, they were not bad. They were actually good. Which, Dylan, fucking in the last movie, Zathura, you said he's a kid. What do you expect? Child actors can be good, you piece of shit!
That's a little harsh. I wish you would tone down your language a little bit.
These are actually both 22-year-olds that just happen to look like children, Nico.
That's true.
Listen, man,
that's true. I did read that on the IMDb trivia page.
I judge kids less harshly when it comes to acting. They have less experience.
They have less experience at everything.
If they're bad, whatever. If they're bad, it's whatever. If they're good, great. They have a good career ahead of them. It's whatever, man. I don't care.
That makes sense to me.
I think you'd be terrible with kids. Is the bottom line here, Nico?
Brutal.
Ouch.
Anyway, moving on. I don't care. Now I know how he's gonna treat his kids.
Jesus Christ.
What does that even have to do?
He didn't have to twist the knife too. What the fuck?
Listen, man.
Anyway,
He did it. I did it. We're here now.
Anyway, I'm gonna agree with Dylan that on seeing this movie again, it's not as good as I remember. Two things that like really stood out to me on the rewatch was this movie is much slower than I remember it being. Mm-hmm. Especially with that, like a 15-minute intro where they have not one but two, like
flashbacks.
Flashback setups. 1 second. There's a card. Okay, I just finished. Sorry, I wanted to mute my mic so that I don't pick up too much of the card. But anyway, much slower. Those intro scenes, it didn't need to be that long. We especially didn't need that first one of like those 18th century kids like burying the board. Who cared? Whatever.
You gotta understand, this board has been around for a long time. It's been haunting people ever since. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna agree with Jackson. This movie is not as good as I remember it being, you know?
Can I finish my point?
No.
Okay.
So, like, the thing with Jumanji, where does that name even come from, guys? Like, have we thought about that at all yet?
Who cares?
It's Swahili for Jew magic.
Oh. Now, that's an interesting little wrinkle. Why are the Jewish people originating from Africa?
Huh? No. They're not originally from Africa.
I'm pretty sure that they are, Tanner. I think it's what the Black Israelites are all about. Like the lost tribes of Israel and stuff like that, you know? Like the Jewish people of today, they just like stole the Jewish moniker from the black people. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, dude.
Listen,
like,
man.
Like if you open up like a history book, like just Ramon, I'm pretty sure that you'll see that like page 1.
I don't think that's in any history books.
It's because Jews keep taking them from them.
Okay. What does this have to do with the movie?
It's called Jumanji.
Okay.
By the way, shout out to our Jewish Patreon members. Lucas Ledet, big fan, dude. Thank you for the previous recommendation. We were big fans of Master of Disguise.
Would it have made more sense to you if that kid had just found a random chest with a game board under some sand with no prior context?
It wouldn't have made more sense, but it would have been better.
I just wanted to get.
I don't need, because like I get, they're like, oh look, these guys buried it, and so now you know how Alan got it. But that automatically puts you in the place of being like, well then how did those kids get it?
Yeah, it doesn't add.
Like you
anything
either
at all.
explain how everyone got it, or just explain whoever the most recent person we care about getting it got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically like not having an origin story starting from the middle of the story kind of
exactly.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then my the only other thing for me is that the movie much slower than I thought it was, and it's a lot less of a comedy than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. Like it's more of an adventure movie than anything.
Yeah.
I think that's what they like trailered it to be as well. That's the interesting thing. They were definitely supposed to be like action, adventure, vein. I do remember laughing at this movie a lot more when I was a kid, but I think it's because of the monkeys. And the monkeys were silly.
I will say I like the hunter guy.
Yeah, he's funny.
What's up with Colonel Mustard being in this movie anyway? Why is he hunting man? Like, I guess it's the most dangerous game, but at the same time, like...
Wait, that was...
I like the scene where he goes into the gun shop.
Yeah, that was a fun part.
I like how they just assume, like, whatever he drops on the counter is hella valuable, and they close the entire shop. Like, he just dropped...
Dude, it's gold.
They don't know that, though. There's a random man dressed in a safari outfit that just walked in with a weird accent with a fucking blunderbuss or whatever, or an elephant gun. I don't know why I said blunderbuss. Elephant gun. They're not gonna question anything.
It's cause when we were watching the movie, I literally said, dude, this guy got the semi-automatic blunderbuss.
Maybe that's why I said it. I was like, why did... Yeah, but... They're just gonna, like, not think any of the situation's weird. They got fucking monkeys running around town. You got a stampede running through town. This man walks in with an elephant gun dressed like a safari guy with a weird accent, just drops a bunch of random shit on the counter, and there's like, seems legit.
I like how he calls, like, a normal-ass British accent weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Listen, man. This was like well, I think at that point it was like the 80s or the 90s or some shit, but, you know.
What does that have to do with anything?
Not a weird accent. I'll say different. Different accent. How about that?
It's just an accent.
Listen, man, it's different. We all have accents.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we don't have accents.
It is true.
We don't have accents.
You don't have it yet.
This is
you
the
don't
default.
have an accent yet, Tanner.
Do you think I can? Do you think I actually will like develop a Texan accent?
I mean, only if you're around
If you
like
live
those
there
sorts
long
of
enough.
Texans enough.
I'm not.
Well, then no.
There. Well, then probably
There you go.
not.
Jackson, what are your thoughts on Jumanji?
I thought it was okay. I didn't a lot of things happened that I don't really understand why they happened. Like, there was a fucking bunch of animals running through the city, and now everybody's fucking looting random stores and shit. Like,
That's what you do.
How does that relate to anything? I guess the city's going downhill or something. Or like, initially...
Jackson, have you fucking
Shut
seen
up,
what happens
Nico!
in...
You're fucking
Jackson, have you seen what happens in
episode.
Philly when they win a baseball game?
Unrelated. This is not Philadelphia. Anyways, also, like, the first fucking move they do when they're playing the game, at least just a bunch of, like, bats and shit out of fucking nowhere. As a child, personally, if a bunch of bats came out of a game I was playing, I'd be scared shitless, and I would choose to not continue playing the game. I can't believe they kept playing the game. None of this would have happened if they just didn't continue playing the fucking spooky mystery game that summoned bats at them. I don't know why they would continue doing that.
But Jackson, the clock spooked them and he dropped the dice.
I honestly forgot that happened.
Also, the board goes like, unga chaka, unga, unga.
They can just fucking throw it away. I think it was because of its proximity. They could just not be near it.
Well, they firmly established that the board is in fact indestructible is the problem there, Jackson.
Do you...
Yeah, and also just somehow magically finds its way to a person.
I get to that point, though. Do you interpret the noise it's making as, like, actually luring people? Like putting, like, kind of, I don't know, hypnotizing or mesmerizing people so that they're, like, compelled to get the board? Or is it just getting their attention and they're freely choosing to go retrieve it?
So, the thing is, I do think it's the latter. Mainly because... I just take it back to, like, human psychology. We're just naturally curious. Like, it's like every horror movie ever. We know we hear a noise. Us as viewers are like, don't go towards the fucking noise. However, like, any person ever will just, like, hear a noise, be like, oh, what was that? And they'll walk over towards it. I don't think it's, like, a mesmerizing thing. Like, I don't think at any point any of the characters, unless they were just, like, that good about it, I don't think any of the characters were, like, not of their free will playing the game. I think they were like...
Well, and I mean, like, real quick here, the fucking, like, first girl, when she heard the board, she didn't want to play it, so, like...
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
So...
No, I was just saying, okay.
Yeah, I think that firmly establishes that, like, it doesn't mesmerize them or anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy...
I will say one other thing, maybe even to the discredit of this movie. I don't like how casual the second set of kids were when they broke open the game and just random shit started happening. Like, they just kept going. Like, they're like, oh, whatever, it's just shit happens. They just kept going as if nothing was going on. They didn't acknowledge the consequences as much as the first two did. Like, I think the first rule was like a fucking... I don't know, fucking mosquitoes or something. And they're like, oh, that was fucking weird. And they're like, okay, your roll. And I'm like, you just had giant ass fucking mosquitoes you've never seen in your life come out of nowhere. You're gonna roll again? And then a lion appears, and they're like, and then like after all that shit's, the crazy shit's over, they're like, you just gotta keep playing, I guess. I mean, the sister admittedly was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. But then that was very quickly, like, it never came up again. They're like, nah, we just gotta keep playing. We're like, okay. And I was like, you guys are fucking crazy. But, I don't know.
I like the lady that was, like, traumatized for life because of the board game.
Yeah, by bats? I was chased by bat. That was something.
Well, no, she was traumatized because her friend fucking, like, Thanos snapped right in front of her.
But the bigger thing was, like, being chased by bats. Like, she kept emphasizing that part as well. I don't know. I just thought, like, the traumatizing stories between the two original people was, like, one is obviously worse than the other here.
In the vein of that dumb shit, I can't remember, at the after party, is it, like, established that fucking dumb bitch and Robin Williams got, like, together
married
or something in the end? It looked like they were, like, hitting it off during the events of playing Jumanji.
Yeah, no, they got married and then they were having a kid.
Okay, just confirming that, because I think that shit's fucking retarded. This is, like, a super self-centered, fucking dumb woman. I don't understand why they had to force that romance at all. And then it works out in the end. Like, she's just, like, they just are constantly showing that she's just not a good person at all here. I don't know why they push that. It seems really weird.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, Tanner, or Jackson, I mean. I don't really think they had much of a choice once they went back into the past, Like, they were adults trapped in kids' bodies now. Like, what else are they gonna do than, like, get with each other?
Anybody else? I don't know.
You fucking pervert!
Listen, dude, it has nothing to do with that even, because they were also hitting it off, they're saying those come hither eyes while they were still adults playing Jumanji. I don't understand how this fucking guy could have ever fallen in love with him. Unless it's like you're playing the fucking mental immaturity angle because he's like, maybe still a kid trapped in an adult's body or something, I don't fucking know. But, yeah.
And she's also really still trapped at that time. Due to the trauma.
I don't think that's what they're going for, and I don't like that they just forced that romance. It seemed really tacked on for no reason.
With that in mind, guys, our final scores for Jumanji, out of 1 out of 10, as we normally do. Tanner, Dylan, what are you going to give this movie?
Why'd you call on both of us?
I was going to ask for you, Tanner, initially, but then I was like, Dylan, I prefer to hear from you first.
Okay.
He's just saying that because he doesn't want me to change my rating based on your guys's, which I don't do anymore.
So you claim.
I don't. That's why I changed all that up.
You literally just did it with Zathura.
Well, yeah, but that was because I thought about it.
Go on. What's your rank for it?
Anyway, I didn't dislike this movie, but it still, like I established, was not as good as I remember. I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put this movie at like a C-, to be honest. It was a little below average. It was inconsistent with the CGI, and the puppets were just bad in general. The acting wasn't terrible, but yeah, the pacing was slow, and there's a lot of shit that happened that didn't make any sense, obviously, so C- might actually be generous, but that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Might be generous.
That's fucking shocking to me, honestly.
What do you mean?
That's so much lower than I thought you would rate it. That's so much lower than I'm gonna rate it.
It didn't hold up very well, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, man, it didn't hold up well. I was really disappointed when I rewatched this movie. Like, legit, I'd never rewatch a movie and am disappointed watching it again. I usually have a nostalgia trip and I love it. This is one of the only movies I've rewatched and not enjoyed.
That's baffling. This guy went back and watched Code Lyoko and he still liked it.
It holds a special place in my heart.
So Tanner, what would you rate it then?
Oh man. See, I wrote down a B.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm kind of rethinking that just due to our talks here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've thrown out so many more negatives.
Sound so bad.
I think a C- is probably a bit low for it. I'll go B-.
That's shocking, Tanner, quite honestly. Because you know what, dude? I was also thinking B-.
Holy smokes. Because I was thinking C tier. I rated Zathura B- myself. I definitely think this is a decent chunk lower than Zathura for me, to be honest.
Yeah, did we all rank Zathura higher than Jumanji?
I definitely did.
Yeah.
Yep, we all did.
That's shocking, man.
Which is funny, too, because I feel like whenever I looked up stuff about people comparing the two because they're obviously similar movies. Everybody said they like Jumanji more than Zathura.
Those people are capping. They are capping, as the kids say.
Anyways, that puts us at a solid C+ average rating.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. No, it doesn't sound quite as good to me. Jackson, your pick for the film of this week. Sky High, dude. I'll tell you what, man. I think that this film is fantastic. I'm gonna just rank it right now. S+ tier, guys. Fantastic film.
All right, no take backsies.
That's not true. Don't put that down. So Jackson, I'm fucking dying here, dude. Jackson, what'd you think of fucking Sky High?
Oh god, I thought it was okay. Most of the time it was just goofy and boring, to be honest. I don't think the comedy really sat very well. I think the drama was pretty poorly done. I think the main antagonist is fucking retarded, but they're like, this is like a Disney movie, so I'm not.
You didn't like Royal Pain?
No, not
Dude,
really.
she was so fucking hot, though.
Hold on a second. I think she was actually over 18 in this.
She was. We looked it up.
We did.
Was everyone the main boy was obviously over 18?
Yeah,
yes.
Most definitely. Yeah,
I think the parents were too.
Yeah, that chick. Fun fact, goes on to play the main girl in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
She plays. That's Ramona?
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World, to be honest.
That'll definitely come up at some point while in these watch-alongs. Don't you worry, dude.
Probably.
It's a good movie. I don't even think I have it on my list just because I've seen it so many times at this point. But Sky High is also a film that I've seen a lot at this point. And I was quoting the thing throughout the whole ass movie until Jackson told me to please stop.
Oh my god, fucking both Dylan and Nico just like reading out the line before they say it fucking constantly.
Listen, Jackson, I was doing it unironically. I was just taking a wild stab.
I don't fucking care!
I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Shut the fuck up!
Listen, man, I wasn't in on it. I was just like, man, it'd be funny if they said this, so I said it out loud. Sorry, man. I didn't realize it would ruin the movie for you.
It's do it in your fucking head.
It probably didn't help that Nico had already been doing it for about half the movie, so when I finally
it definitely
did
was not half the movie.
time,
I gave up like a quarter in.
Yeah, I was gonna
listen,
say
man,
like
I was drunk. I don't remember.
True, we were getting hammered onto Mike's hard throughout the watch through.
Yes,
Sky
sir.
High.
Well, you know for a fact that wasn't the only thing I drank that night.
That's irrelevant. You didn't drink any whiskey or bourbon or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, this movie was pretty mid.
Okay, but like, guys, she can turn into a guinea pig. Isn't that silly?
And her voice is like
funny?
squeaky when she talks when she's a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Why is this fucking thing, the gravitational device that holds up this school, just in the middle of some like random like vent network that is only accessible by being a fucking guinea pig? How do you perform maintenance on that? Why is this?
How did Royal Pain get her little thing on there?
Well, she's a techno wizard or whatever the fuck. So she probably had like a little drone or some shit fly down there.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I want to say some things about the movie now.
Coach Boomer is great. Stand up.
That's the first thing I was gonna say. Casting Bruce Campbell as Coach Boomer was an inspired choice.
Yeah.
I love seeing Bruce Campbell in things.
I don't know who that is.
He's
Coach Boomer.
He's Ash from Evil Dead.
I haven't seen that movie either, but I know who you're talking about.
He's also a random hotel. He's like a hotel doorman in Spider-Man 2.
He also voices Miles Morales in Into the Spider-Verse.
I kind of have to ask, what is the point of this like hero sidekick cast system?
Yeah.
It's a little fucked up, honestly.
It's very fucked up.
Like, why not just be like a regular member of society at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Why does everyone need a sidekick? It's weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. Another thing I find strange, so that, like, they're doing their little, they're like a signing ritual, or whatever the fuck word you want to use for it, for hero and sidekick, and, like, the bell rings in the middle of it, and they go to lunch, and then they come back?
Yeah.
That's not how periods work in high school.
That's how periods work at Sky High, baby!
You know, it's like the first day, it's like orientation or whatever. It's a little wacky, you know, it's not a big deal, man.
Maybe. If you guys had to put a percentage on the following stat, how similar is this to My Hero Academia?
Oh, fucking 90%, dude. How many more similarities do you need?
Main boy starts out unpowered, then becomes like the most powerful person in the school.
I think the only similarities you can draw is that there are a bunch of teenagers that go to school for their powers.
They literally do the League of Villains attack.
Frankly,
a lot of the characters have just
stealing
kind of
from
goofy powers that aren't like super obvious.
It's a very poor representation, I would say, at that point, of My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia came after this. It's a poor representation of Sky High.
Exactly.
I think My Hero Academia did it better.
I think we can all agree on that, Dylan.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys were all quiet, and I was like, there's no fucking way.
I like how they use the sidekick shtick to make both gay jokes and racism jokes.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
like, literally, they do a whole bit where, like, Will is having to come out to his dad as a sidekick. It's an allegory for homosexuality, which is what this entire movie is about.
True.
That explains why he dumps the hot chick during the film. There's no other reason he would do that, other than he's gay.
He thought the childhood friend would make a better beard.
Yeah.
You know, so one thing I do find kind of disappointing is I feel like, how do I want to phrase it? I feel like War and Peace is objectively the most interesting character in this movie, and he doesn't get set up very well, and he doesn't get much characterization.
Yeah, they don't really explore him much at all.
Yeah. I think he should be the main character. He's way fucking cooler, and he has a more interesting background.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
His father was a big bad supervillain, dude. But now he's trying to, like, you know, fucking be a superhero instead.
Yeah, he's the Bakugo to Will's. There you go.
Yeah,
that's enough. And he's fire.
Yeah, that's like explosions.
It's 1-to-1, dude, 100%. But get it, Dylan? War and Peace, like the book,
like Tolstoy's magnum opus. Dylan, do you get it?
War and Peace.
I don't know what book you guys are talking about.
Anyways.
I don't like the way they introduce the powers, by the way, specifically with the main character and him, like, gaining his powers after not having them for so long.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of that. They seems like really tacked on, like they didn't know exactly where to put all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just like, alright, he's getting fat. Now let's make him strong. Oh, he's falling. Now let's make him fly.
Yeah. They're definitely assholes. But maybe, Jackson, maybe they only activate for him under extreme circumstances, you know?
That makes sense to me.
That's what it required in order for them to come out.
Bullshit. He's an American student. He's at least been in 1 or 2 school shootings at this point that would have triggered it.
Super shootings.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a note here that says that crash was hilarious. Do we know what one I'm referring to there?
Would it happen to be the crash where the fucking drops the car and he drops instantly to the floor?
No, definitely not that one. That wasn't. I mean,
know
that was
then.
a little funny, but there was one no. Oh, it was when he was fighting War and Peace, and he like chucks him off the table, and then like it's like the concrete barrier, and then War and Peace just goes like that. That was fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. That was pretty.
That
good.
got me really bad.
Yeah. Fun fact, Tanner. Jackson somehow completely missed that whole scene where he got his powers.
I did totally miss that. I was like, wait a second, why is he fucking strong? Why, like, they were in detention together. I'm like, why the hell is he in detention with him? I thought he was just getting fucking beat up the whole time.
Yeah,
That's
I was
funny.
drunk and I caught that. I don't know how you missed it.
No, I spaced out, I guess.
Fucking crazy.
Are the
in the middle
villains-
of a fight scene.
Are the villains supposed to feel like Power Ranger villains?
Maybe.
They seem
I
very
get
much
that vibe.
inspired by that, at the very least.
I got that
Yeah.
vibe for sure.
Especially Stitches. He felt straight out of a Power Ranger.
Yeah, that was the main one that gave me that.
I also
feeling.
that dumb bitch almost killed Will when he was fighting Royal Plane and he had the upper hand, and then Layla runs in the room. She's like, Will, he's like, huh, and then he gets knocked out the fucking window. She almost killed him. That was funny. I like that part. And finally, not only did My Hero Academia rip this movie off, Age of Ultron ripped this movie off when they dropped Sarkovia.
Holy shit, dude. You're blowing this thing wide open here.
It's all a conspiracy.
That's a skewed aspect of ripped off. I think ripped off is when you do a more poor version of what the original tried to do.
I think it's totally possible to rip something off and do it better.
I haven't really ever heard it in that context, so I can't disagree with you.
I think ripped off is referencing like ripping a DVD, you know, where you're like taking the content.
I guess.
Yeah, speaking of content, guys, let's maybe wrap this one up here. Jackson, what would you rate this movie, do you think? Sky High, the movie that you wanted to see for so long.
D.
Jesus fucking Christ, okay.
D?
D. I thought this movie was pretty fucking rough. I didn't think a lot of it was very funny. I think a lot of things were forced. I didn't like the drama, so basically a lot of like the side plot of it. I think the main villain thing was pretty retarded.
She's so hot though, Jackson. Did you consider that?
I don't care.
Have you considered that?
I don't fucking care.
She's really not all that hot, man. I don't know what you see.
Come on!
Alright, we already know Nico rated an S+. What are you guys saying?
You're the only one here, man. Is that actually the rating you're sticking with? Nico?
No, but you go
He
first,
never said
Dylan.
that.
I'm gonna give it a D+.
You fucking sheeple. Tanner, how about you?
Oh, I went with a B-.
There you go.
What the fuck? How?
Yeah, honestly, looking over where I ranked like all these other movies,
Nico, let your bias win.
I think personally, despite there being a bit more molestation than I'd like in this film, I'll give it a C-.
What the fuck are you talking about? You said that before, and I had no clue what you meant by that.
There were at least 4 counts of molestation in this film, Dylan.
What do you mean? How?
He smacked a student's ass.
He did do
That's
that.
That's not sexual touch, dude. What the fuck?
Yes, it
What are you
is.
talking
Touching an ass.
What else would it be?
You guys are fucking crazy.
Dylan got touched by adults a lot when he was a kid, I guess.
Not true. I didn't get touched at all as a child.
I forgot to bring up fucking what's his face, Big Brain guy. He's very funny.
Yeah.
He was hilarious throughout the whole movie.
I like that his face is just the same when he was a baby.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear his voice, I can only ever hear who he's voice acted as. It's just a curse at this point.
Yeah, Pleakley.
Pleakley, fucking that one alien from Invader Zim.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
There's
tallest.
a couple other things.
The
Yeah, I don't know
purple
which
one, to
one.
be exact.
Sure.
I didn't know which one. He was either the red one or the purple one. You got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure he's been in more, but nothing's coming to mind.
Fair enough. Jackson, where's this movie falling?
That puts us at a solid C-, meaning it's the same tier of movie as The Cave and Pumping Iron.
That seems fair to me, personally.
Crazy.
Fair enough.
True.
Alrighty, boys, and with that,
Maybe.
another Guapish at the movie's done. Congratulations, that was the 5-year one. I feel like it was pretty solid. Now, Tanner Nikolai,
Yeah.
you know what that means, man. We gotta pick some more movies here, pal.
We sure do. I guess I'll go ahead and go first because I already know what my pick is.
Yeah.
This week I'm gonna be having us watch a new genre for Guapish at the movies.
Holy shit. A
We are
telenovela?
going. No, we're not. That's a TV show for one. So. No, we are going to be watching Tombstone.
Tombstone?
Yes.
Tanner, what the
Tombstone.
fuck is Tombstone?
It's a Western.
Oh.
This is going to be our channel's first Western, and I've heard from many people that this is supposed to be one of the best Westerns,
Oh.
but not The Hotel.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna make that joke, you bastard.
From what I heard, Blazing Saddles is pretty high up there, but I'll take your word for it.
That's a comedy Western. I wouldn't really count that.
Now, for me,
Yeah.
on the other hand,
We're watching 1993 Tombstone, starring Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, and Bill Paxton.
there we go. Now, for me, on the other hand, last time I picked a pretty, raunchy cartoon, some may say. And this week is going to be no different, because I'm going to be going with Fritz the Cat.
Huh?
Fritz the Cat.
Fritz the Cat.
That's right. Fritz the Cat, guys. Are you excited for Fritz the Cat?
I have no idea what it is.
It was South Park.
1972?
That's the one, dude. It's
All
not
right.
X-rated for nothing, baby.
It's X-rated?
Fritz the Cat is the very first animated X-rated film.
I don't know. I don't typically enjoy watching movies like this. This is definitely not my vibe.
I don't think...
I'm glad you let me know now.
I
but-
mean, yeah, like the last time we were picking movies, Tanner said, you know, Nico, we should try and pick like some really dog shit movies next week. And so that's what I did. Fritz the Cat, guys.
So you chose this knowing I was going to give it like an F- or something?
Probably.
That's the hope.
It's also
all
one
of
that I
our-
just wanted to see because, like, it's a piece of history.
For all of our sakes, let's hope I rated an F- or else I'm going to be in a weird situation like I was before.
I'm seeing a picture from this that looks, let's say racially motivated.
Yeah.
Racially motivated? Now my curiosity is piqued now. What does racially motivated mean?
This movie's gonna be fun, guys. I can't wait to talk about this one.
This looks horrible. I can't wait to watch this, to be honest.
This already feels like a movie Nico would pick.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Speaking
and
of-
also, we have a Patreon pick.
Whoa!
That's right, our patron Tutbot this month, or this week rather, has selected for us to watch Undercover Brother.
That's personally my favorite
Whoa.
blaxploitation film. I'm happy they picked it.
How many blaxploitation films have you watched?
Blaxploitation? What
One.
the fuck? What does that even mean?
That's just what the genre is called.
Interesting.
sir.
Now, is he a brother that's undercover, or is he undercover as a brother?
Yeah, dude,
He is a brother who is undercover.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
I
cool.
remember watching this movie one time many years ago with one Nico.
Yes, sir.
I remember it being pretty funny, so I have high hopes for this one.
Yeah, this film definitely has like a special place in my heart when I was a wee little child. We watch it all the time. Well,
That's
guys,
crazy that our patron would pick it then.
Yeah, it's so strange. Well, guys, I feel like this is pretty successful Guapish 5-year anniversary. Is there anything that you want to leave off here for us? I'll take that as a no.
No, I don't. What does that mean, Dylan? Never mind. We'll bring that up in the post-squap. Don't worry about it. And the post-squap, do you guys know what that fucking is? It's something you can get if you go to patreon.com/Guapish and subscribe for only $1. You can watch our pre and post show, colloquially known as the pre and post Guap. You can also submit your own recommendations for movies and topics, just like Tutbot did this week. You also get early access to every single episode, and you get 500 slime coin, and you get your name read in every single episode, just like we already did, but I'm also going to do right now, because some of our patrons, their names are Jacob Edwards, Hunter, Lucas Ledette, and Tutbot.
That's 4 people. We're getting
Yep.
$4 a month from this shit? Where's my cut?
I mean, do you want $1? We'll cash it out when we have something to cash out. Don't worry about it.
Also, keep in mind that
I'm
Patreon
doing my.
takes it.
Can I outro, please? Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.